All right, routine traffic stop takes a disturbing turn. Here we go. Let's check it out.
When police pulled over a combat veteran and took his entire life savings.
Oh,
$100,000. It's in a Ziploc sandwich baggie.
100
I
racks.
had your ears burning because I was complaining about not having enough hundreds in my drawer.
On February 19th,
That's not funny.
2021,
You take
a
this man
retired
money.
Marine is pulled over by the Nevada Highway Patrol when he makes a bizarre confession, leading officers straight to a huge stack of cash. As surprising as this is, the events that follow will prove to be even more shocking, resulting in intense public scrutiny and a lawsuit that plans to challenge the American legal system.
There you go. The driver of this vehicle was following that red and blue semi-truck too closely, less than a second following distance. I was driving under the speed limit. Stop him up here at Mustang. Make sure everything's okay.
He's
Officer
driving
Chris
under the
Brown
speed
pulls
limit.
over Steve
You heard that, right? So if you got some dirty shit in your car and you drive below the speed limit, guess what? They gonna think you suspicious too. So if you think you slick because you trying to, hey, they gonna pull you over for that little shit too.
Stephen Lara of Lubbock, Texas.
Travel appearance.
Hey, good morning, Trooper Brown of that Iowa Patrol. How are you today? I'm doing great. Hey, the reason I'm stopping you, we have a special enforcement campaign going on. We're trying to educate drivers about violations they may not realize they're committing, but we're seeing a big increase in crashes out here. First, applaud you on your driving. You drive great. You're driving really slow. It appears that you're trying to drive safely under the speed limit. I appreciate that. I just want to talk about your following distance, especially around commercial vehicles. Came up behind a red and blue tanker truck, a little bit too close behind him. Yeah, you got to navigate that. You got your driver's license with you?
Sure.
Awesome.
I appreciate you, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Do you have a registration card with you?
Well, it's a rental car here.
Okay.
So I do have my rental. If you don't mind, it's underneath you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Any weapons in the vehicle? Oh, perfect. Yeah, if you can grab the rental contract, that'd be great, man.
Stephen tells the trooper that he's going
Okay.
to Portola, California to visit his daughters for the weekend before
Oh.
heading back down to
Texas to
He
Florida?
answers all
Texas
Trooper
to
Brown's
California?
questions without hesitation and appears to be in good spirits,
Mm-hmm.
completely unaware that this seemingly average traffic stop will soon transform into an all-out nightmare.
Oh,
You
shit.
said your daughter lives up in Portola?
No, 2 daughters.
Okay, they both up in Portola?
Yes.
Come on over here, man.
All right.
You a fighter?
A fighter?
Yeah, you got a tap out shirt on.
Well, I've got a lot of training. I'm a retired Marine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What'd you do for the Corps?
Well, I was a data chief initially, but
Okay.
then they changed the MOS to cybersecurity chief.
Okay, when'd you get out of the Corps?
I got out about 2 years ago.
Give me a second, man. All right, just hang right there. Ever been in trouble with law enforcement before?
Never.
Okay.
While Trooper Brown radios
Never got in trouble, all right.
Stephen truthfully answers all
Hey,
the questions
sometimes
about
people
his job,
get off on
hotel
hard times, man.
reservations, and weekend plans. However, Stephen will soon find out that this lighthearted chat might not be as innocent as it seems, as Trooper Brown is about to reveal that an unsafe following distance may not have been the only reason he was pulled over.
Hey, while I'm working on this, let me ask you something, man. This is going to sound kind of weird. Part of my job out here is I do what's called highway interdiction. I look for people that are smuggling contraband through our state, across the country.
Oh, shit.
Weapons, humans, drugs, illicit currency, things like that. Anything in the vehicle I should be aware of? Okay.
Nothing.
No firearms? No explosives? Okay. Are there any drugs in the vehicle? Cocaine? Yeah, I gotta ask all these silly questions, right? Okay.
Gotta ask all
Any
these
large
silly
amounts of
questions to get
United
them out
States
the way.
currency in the vehicle? Okay. What's a large amount of U.S. currency to you? Okay. So there's over 10,000 in there? Okay. How much money you got in there? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Would you give me permission to search your vehicle today? That's okay with you? Okay, perfect.
He said, yeah, okay. Oh, shit.
Regardless of one's belief in their own innocence, it's advisable to not consent to a search of one's vehicle under any circumstances. Although he has the right to refuse, Stephen voluntarily agrees to let the trooper search his car, completely unaware of just how much he will come to regret that decision.
Ooh,
As Trooper
shit.
Brown gets the paperwork ready, Trooper E.J. Tumanoval arrives on the scene.
Good job this way.
I'm about to see my daughters.
Right on. Out here in Reno? Out here in Reno?
Well, Portola, California.
They doing okay?
I know you guys are suspicious. Y'all asking lots of questions so I can get to. Yeah, I'm not really worried about anything, so I'll give you any information you want. But
As Trooper Brown gives Stephen the paperwork to read and sign, Trooper Tumanoval heads to his vehicle to get his sniffer dog, Jill, nicknamed Jillybean, to see if she finds anything suspicious.
Come on out, Jelly Bean. It's crazy how they always say, "Oh, I'm traveling to see family" when they get in trouble. And look, this one from Florida to Portillo, California. Huh? That's across the damn globe.
You're a pretty girl. We go play.
He chewing that gum real hard now. Well, you know
While
where it's
some
at.
dogs sit to signal a positive hit, other dogs are trained to freeze, just as it appears Jill does while searching the car. After letting Trooper Brown know it was a positive alert, Trooper Brown searches the contents of the trunk when he comes across a camo backpack.
Everything in Ziploc bags, huh?
Meanwhile, Stephen drops a bombshell on the trooper when he reveals just how much a lot of cash really means.
you guys do this to everybody, or
I just stopped out with you.
Huh?
Our job.
I just. You can't stutter with it too. If I'm asking you something, you can't stutter with it too, Jack. I mean, hey, you know, even though I'm guilty, you can't stutter with it too, though.
I just stopped out with you. Our job is to look for traffickers. I'm not saying you are.
I'm a retired Marine.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I was just called here to help out.
Must be the hair.
So if that's the case, yeah, like how do you, yeah, I mean, because then again, that is very odd. If you're just doing your job and you were called to stop, quote unquote, police, or human traffickers, drug smugglers, money smugglers from a different country, right? A large sum of cash, like, That's very interesting. So what type of things do y'all tell your deputies and your sheriffs to look for? What type of MO do you have to pull over? What's the look, right? He said must be the haircut, like, interesting, right?
No, I was just called here to help out.
Must be the haircut.
Is it? I don't know. I almost got the same if I would put it down. I don't know.
He's gonna find a large amount of cash in there.
Is he?
That's okay because I got my receipts in there too. So
How much cash?
a lot.
Hey, he said there's a large amount of cash in there.
I already told him.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
But in the same bag, you're gonna find all my Bank of America and all my receipts. I don't trust banks, so I keep cash.
Oh, do you?
So
Okay.
I don't have anything to hide from you guys. And I know it's not illegal to keep a large amount of cash either. So
Nope, not at all. How much cash you got?
probably about 100 grand.
100 grand? Oof. Have you ever been stopped before and had money taken from you? From the government?
No.
No.
I know you guys. It's not illegal to have a large amount of cash either.
No, not at all. Nothing's wrong with that. This is Reno, so we get people coming with a large amount of cash all the time to go gamble. And
It's crazy.
I don't have a problem with you taking my cash
phone and
because
carry a lot
it
of
is
cash
mine.
in your car.
I do have proof that it's mine.
Or against the law?
Trooper Tumanoval shows an interest in the tire sitting in the trunk of Stephen's rental car.
what's in the tire?
Cracked rim. I'm getting it repaired over here.
Are you?
Yeah. You guys cut that tire up and look inside if you want, but I would ask that y'all reimburse me for the tire.
Right. Oh yeah, the state would do, if we did it, if it came to that. We have items that we can check first before you get to that point.
Whatever you need to do. Yeah.
Trooper Brown makes a call to someone who, according to court documents, is DEA agent Shane Murray.
Hey Shane, how are you? Good. Hey, can you head out to a traffic stop? Or are you busy on that other stuff on today? So if I'm still searching the car, but a big bundle of money, it says probably at least 100,000.
After telling Agent Murray their location,
See, because remember, y'all, the money is tracked. The money is always tracked. So you think that the numbers that they have on dollar bills that it's just numbers. It's just like what numbers and letters, and bro, it's a barcode. It's like if you take some, if I took these almonds from Whole Foods, right, and if they really cared that much, let's say I took a surplus amount. I took 20 bags of almonds, and bro, they have barcodes, and they can basically know where the almonds travel to if it didn't get checked out. Bro, this shit, I'm telling y'all, bro, this shit is not what you think. This shit is so deep. But, you know, people who are just working and high-end and buying and, you know, going to and fro and stressing about bills and paying this and robbing Peter to pay Paul and focusing on this and that, they don't have the awareness to look.
Trooper Brown continues to search the contents of the trunk.
Hey, Brown, you just got something to tell you about the rim.
Y'all like real suspicious and all? That rim is cracked. If you grab my phone, which is in the car, and you look at the last number I dialed, just hit redial. I won't even touch the phone. You'll see that there's a place up here in Reno that fixes cracked rims.
Okay.
And they'll pick up, and what you do is identify it, and you'll see that I was trying to take that in to get that cracked rim fixed.
Hey, either he's very detailed or he really is telling the truth. Or maybe a little bit of both.
Cracked it in Texas because it's snowing, and the roads are and there's big potholes and everything. So I'm just trying to get it fixed because I know the place up here that fixes it, and that's all I was trying to do.
I appreciate that, sir.
No worries.
Unfortunately for Stephen, despite his assurance, Trooper Brown is still unsure of him.
Uh-oh.
This doesn't make sense. There's some receipts in here, though. But
You said you put receipts in. Show us this money.
okay.
But
We got in there money, passport, everything. What?
All right, man. So here's the deal. All right. I think you're a good guy. I don't know.
I'm a good guy.
Yeah, like, well, first off, this is Steven is responding to the cop like, bro, don't try to flatter me. I don't need your fan of flattery. I don't need your roses of compliments right now. What the fuck? We're not on a date, nigga. I think you're a good guy. What the fuck? Like, come on. Like,
Deal. All right. I think you're a good guy. I don't know.
I'm a good guy.
So how much cash is that?
About 100 grand.
100 grand. Okay. So, as you know, right, I'm a vet, he's a vet, you're a vet. It's not illegal to carry currency, that's currency.
No, sir, it's not.
It does, though, make us ask some questions on why someone has 100,000. I can understand why you don't trust banks, especially in this day and age right now.
Discipline and lots of savings.
What's that?
Discipline and lots of savings.
So, with that being said, if you're willing to talk to me about it a little bit, I'd like to. I know you got a bunch of receipts in there. I just want to make sure.
ain't that about a bitch? These cops are hunting down money that's not even theirs, right? Man, let me stop. Don't get me started. Please don't. Please don't.
That it is your currency, that it's not being used for nefarious activities, right? That's not money laundering or something like that going on. That's the questions that it raised, that potentially money laundering or something like that's going on. So,
That money right there is for my 2 daughters.
okay. You gonna give it to them on this trip or no? Or that's just your nuts?
That's my money and my two daughters' money and nobody else's.
Okay.
I take that money right there and I buy them things. I put food on the table. I buy them clothes with that right there.
Fair enough.
That's me looking at you man to man in your eyes and telling you exactly what that is.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody can still look at you dead in your motherfucking face and lie like shit.
I got some questions I'm going to want to ask you here in a few minutes. If you're willing to answer them, I'd appreciate that.
I have nothing to hide from you.
After Stephen agrees to further questioning, Trooper Brown reaches out to his sergeant, Glenn Rigdon. To
This is
update him on
interesting.
how
We
things
never
are
watched the video. We
progressing.
never seen a video like this,
Not a
y'all.
strange one.
We never
Consented to a search. Said there was money up there. We located what he says is $100,000. It's in a
He gonna be out there for a minute
Ziploc
too.
sandwich baggie.
Although it's not known what Agent Murray says to Trooper Brown, the call only lasts for about 40 seconds, and Trooper Brown informs him that he will start a brief with him, likely referring to Stephen.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Stephen. Stephen, you don't have any weapons on you, right? I know you're in. You mind if I just pat you down real quick? Face my car real quick, man. Bird, man, do me a favor. Have a seat in my front seat for me.
As with all other previous requests made by officers, this is something Stephen is more than willing to go along with because, as he puts it, he has nothing to hide. Unfortunately, however, he still doesn't seem to realize that the more he agrees to go along with their requests, the deeper the hole he has dug for himself will grow. Now that Stephen is aware of his rights, Trooper Brown can finally begin the questioning process.
So, what is the source of the currency that you have there?
Sources in how do I make my money?
Yeah.
I'm a retired U.S. Marine. I get money from the VA for my disability, and it's money that I have earned from my employment, my job, doing IT work for a hospital.
Why do you transport currency like that?
Well, there's nothing illegal about it.
No.
It's I keep it on my person and I secure it.
Okay. So for security?
I don't trust banks. That's why I have a large amount of currency there with all the receipts, which I keep in there for this type of purpose, in case anybody questions it. And if those receipts get looked into, you'll see that those are my accounts that those deposits are made for, or those withdrawals are made from.
Stephen goes on to inform the trooper that he owns a debit card and only uses banks for direct deposits before he answers even more questions about the money.
Is there any
wonder what's
reason
his
that
credit
you can think
score?
of that a trained drug detection canine would alert to the presence of drug odor coming from that vehicle?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I gave you a consent to search the vehicle. I have nothing to hide. So if the dog alerted you guys, I can't tell you where it's coming from because I don't do that stuff.
Okay.
Nor do I have it. That is a rental car, so I don't know. I can't control what happened before I got it.
Fair
I can't
enough.
control what happens after I drop it off.
In cases such as this one, if officers persist in questioning, it's typically because they lack sufficient evidence and are seeking information that could be used against the individual.
That's all.
At this juncture, it's crucial to cease further communication and seek legal representation. Stephen is being fully cooperative here, and yet the treatment he gets is contrary to law enforcement's claims that cooperation would prevent such actions.
If the
Because
currency
he's
was utilized
he's one
for
of them.
business
Because he's one of them. You understand that? He's one of them. He's not them. They're not like us. He's not them, but he's one of them. Just in a different department, you know? So they're not gonna play him like a full dummy like they would a regular, you know what I'm saying, Joe Blow on the street.
transaction, personal purchase, is it going to be used for any of those, or is this just your savings?
It's my savings, and I plan on buying, getting a home.
Okay.
For my daughters and I in Texas.
Okay. So you're planning to use that to buy a home in Texas?
Yes, absolutely.
Although Stephen has been an open book throughout this entire process, Trooper Tumanovow is keen to take Stephen's amenability a step further.
Hey, so you said you're okay with us going with your phone?
What do you want to go through my phone? What are you looking for?
Just trying to verify everything's correct like you've been telling us.
The only thing I'm authorizing you guys to do is make the last phone call I made just to verify that I was going to take that entire, that rim to get it fixed.
Okay.
But, I got personal pictures and stuff on there. I don't want you guys looking at pictures and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I want both of your pictures if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
So I can look at everything else but your pictures?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine? Okay.
Despite any officers'
He wasn't too sure about that one. Heard in his voice. He wasn't too sure about that one, Jack. He was not too sure about that one.
demeanor or apparent friendliness, it's imperative that one refuses access to their cell phone in a given situation. As awkward as it must be to have a stranger look through your phone, Stephen has no idea how much more uncomfortable things will get. But
Yeah.
while the questioning comes to a close, Sergeant Rigdon pulls up to the scene where he can be heard taking a call from DEA Agent Murray.
What's up, Shane?
There was just no way I was going to be able to make it out there.
No issues. It's too easy to do an adoption. We contacted you, so I think everything's going to be okay. And I'll text you the money count after we get it. It'll probably be a couple hours.
For those who are unaware, adoption refers to the process of property seizure by law enforcement agencies as permitted by the U.S. Department of Justice's Equitable Sharing Program. When an adoption takes place, the federal agency keeps 20% of the proceeds, whilst the remaining 80%
That's what drew my antennas. One more time.
Adoption refers to the process of property seizure by law enforcement agencies as permitted by the U.S. Department of Justice's Equitable Sharing Program. When an adoption takes place, the federal agency keeps 20% of the proceeds, whilst the remaining 80% kicks back to the state or local agency, which
Nevada, right. Okay. So what you're telling me is if there is $100,000, 20,000 is going to the federal. 80,000 is going to the state. High IQ play, guys. Allow these idiots to scam, to smuggle money. Know who's doing it. Know where it's taking place at. And make sure that it's, at a certain amount. Like 100,000 and up, let's just say, right? Because that could pay, some pretty good salaries. That could pay some pretty good salaries, paychecks, all of that, right? And if we catch, or when we catch, let's say 5 or 6 of them in a year, we're doing pretty good. And that's called an adoption. Wow. You see why it's so important to study this funky ass law? Not to break it, but to know when it's getting used against you. Because it's breaking down from the federal to the state to the equity to the...
is, in this case, the Nevada Highway Patrol.
So here's the money. He has a ton of receipts. He's in the military, gets the VA money.
Is that what we're getting known for?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's known for backpack. You guys get pictures?
I think Kristen, yeah. I'll put it on the car. We haven't done it.
While processing this information, Sergeant Rigdon briefly examines a bag of MoneyGrams and what appears to be money orders.
Okay.
1246.
Yeah.
Having finished questioning Stephen, Trooper Brown asked Trooper Tumanovow to hang out with Stephen so he can share his findings with Sergeant Rigdon.
So how much
balances got her?
Below or above $5,000 or $10,000? And that's too much. I'm going to say his balance is never above probably like 3 G's. Watch.
Got low balances on all these. That's what they're with. But these are like 2019. I mean, there's not a
None? Wait,
lot in there.
Since the arrival of Sergeant Rigdon, Stephen appears slightly agitated, perhaps finally realizing just how out of control this situation has gotten. Despite his frustrations, Stephen still manages to keep his cool, unaware that Sergeant Rigdon is about to test his patience even further.
Oh, shit.
Come out here often?
Please, stop trying to make small talk with me, nigga. Come out here often? You went to the bar? It's called the rowdy daggy. The fuck talking to me, nigga?
You don't talk to me, it's all good. I was a little frustrated, man, because I'm being treated like a criminal right now, and it's not your fault. I've just had a lot of bad experience in the past. I get it.
It's very, very odd to carry 100K in cash like that.
Yeah, but it's not illegal. But I can understand.
Not illegal, but
I can understand your perspective. And everybody's been very professional. I didn't have anything to hide. That's why I let you search my vehicle.
Yeah.
So I mean, I told the gentleman here I don't trust banks.
But you have 5 different banks to deal with. You got Wells Fargo, you got Plumas Bank, you got Bank of America.
Oh, fuck.
And then there's one other bank in there. So, I mean, you do trust banks.
Oh, fuck.
No, I don't, because if you look at
and
my...
your direct deposit has to come to a bank, too.
Sure it does. It goes to Bank of America. But if you look at my banks, there's no money in it. That's why those receipts, that's why I keep them.
So if you call the banks and he asks them, and I'll call them right now and ask, or I can show you what's in my bank accounts.
Despite Stephen's
Nah,
conviction,
he see.
he'll soon learn that no amount of reasoning will help him out of this situation.
Uh-oh.
So why the distrust for the banking system?
I just don't trust them.
Yeah.
That's just my reasoning. It's my personal thing.
Oh, I'm not
And,
trying to convince you one way or
like-
the other. It's just it's not usual.
I understand.
I know it ain't usual, nigga. I mean, if he was actually like, you know, doing the right thing, like Spike Lee, if he was doing the right thing, then this is valid. Fuck you, like, what? I mean, I believe in a lion god. The fuck you gonna do to try and change my thoughts, change my views? Shut up, like trying to, you know what I'm saying? Is it illegal? It's not illegal for me to view my God as a lion god, a lion and a lioness. Like, I want to have, you know, in a nuclear family, I want to have the man, which is the lion, the Lord Lion, and I want to have the queen, the wife, the mother as the lioness, the queen lion. Okay, the alpha and the beta, the lion and the lioness. It's kind of unusual for you to. Well, I don't give a fuck. That's how I like to do my shit. Okay, please. But, I mean, he is in the wrong, so we got to debunk that.
So we're looking for the unusual, you know. With the currency and stuff, I mean, somebody ripped you off, or, I mean, you look like you could take care of yourself in a fight, but, you know.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I wouldn't feel comfortable going around with cash.
Well, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
I mean, how long did it take you to accumulate that much?
Oh God. I started saving since I was on the Marine Corps, 20 years.
How come it's all hundreds?
So I don't have to keep more.
Oh.
I mean, if those were all ones, my God, I'd have to, you know, get more.
Yeah. We usually weigh, it's actually a cool trick. So one bill weighs 1 gram.
Okay.
So if you weigh that and get the grams, and you multiply it times 100, you can tell by weight roughly what it is.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
So you can like weigh your money and watch it grow.
Learn something new every day.
It's very, very odd. We're gonna do a little bit further investigation on it, and you'll be on your way very soon. So.
Sure.
After expressing his suspicions to Stephen, Sergeant Rigdon consults Trooper Brown, giving him an opportunity to share his opinion on the matter at hand.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
I kind of leaning more towards it's odd, but
it's odd, but it's not packaged like normal.
No, and he's answering the questions. There's receipts here, and
I would like to put the dog on the currency, man.
Okay. Yeah, I mean everything lines, as odd as it is, everything lines up.
But the travel story and stuff like that, man, I'm gonna get out my scale and look at that.
Sergeant Rigdon requests the assistance of a second sniffer dog. This
Damn.
time, Trooper Brown uses his own dog to detect the bag of money.
Okay, so, and this is to see.
Trooper Brown's dog has just given a positive hit on the bag of money. However, it should be noted that according to a comprehensive review by the Journal of Forensic Sciences, several studies have shown that between 67 and 100% of circulated U.S. currency is contaminated with cocaine, leading them to the conclusion that a positive canine alert to U.S. currency is not sufficiently reliable to determine that currency was used in an illicit drug transaction.
Because y'all know they say that the dirtiest thing you can touch is some money. That's what they say. But I mean, like, if you smell dollar bills, then like from your, you know, you pay with cash at a grocery store, you pay with cash at a gas station, you pay with cash at a bar, like you get some dollar bills back, some 10s, 20s, 5s and 1s, like you smell that shit, but that shit smell funky. That shit smell very weedy, very, very druggy. It do.
Positive alert.
Huh?
We'll go forward with it.
Okay.
With the go-ahead from his sergeant to begin the adoption, Trooper Brown walks to his truck to get a bank bag. Meanwhile, Stephen looks noticeably more antsy as he seems to realize where this is headed.
So I noticed the cash is not there anymore. Where's it at?
The Sarge took it. They did a secondary sniff, this little spot. I don't know what happened with that. Everything is on camera.
Okay. I'm just asking because that's my money.
Hey, I get like no worries.
Soon, the sheriff arrives and is caught up on the situation.
Uh-oh.
You got a positive alert on the
Sheriff it
currency by
down.
itself. They had a positive alert on the car. Right now, we're just trying to determine whether or not it was proceeds. I believe it is proceeds. It is a big brick. And
Hondas.
not old bills. He claims he's been saving it up over 20 years.
I hate 20-year bills.
No. No, those are all current bills. So.
Blue strips and all.
His travel plans are consistent with what we see with drug traffickers.
Uh-oh.
So how much is in there?
About 100,000.
About 100,000. That money has not been saved up over 20 years. It's newer bills, so they're not 20-year-old bills. And
No.
it's not 100,000.
Okay, well, I'm
How
guessing.
much?
And so that's my life savings. I've been saving since, so I went in the Marine Corps, which is in 2000. So that I've been saving since for the last 20 years.
Roger. What we're gonna do? I believe there's drug proceeds dog related to it.
Drug proceeds?
Yeah, it's very common, sir. We get people that are trafficking large quantities of marijuana from Northern California to all states east, even from Reno.
Sir, I can tell you right now, there's
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, okay?
Oh, shit.
We're going to seize it today, but that doesn't mean we're the final judgment on it. It's going to go through the DEA, okay? So the DEA will contact you, and the DEA will provide you with a means to provide it. You're going to have to provide your pay stubs. You're going to have to provide your other receipts and stuff like that. Okay?
After receiving this distressing news, Stephen desperately tries to convince Sergeant Rigdon of his innocence one last time, not realizing that his mind has already been made up.
So if you take that money, I don't have any money for me and my kids this weekend. I don't have anything.
You got a wallet on you?
No. My jacket's in the car.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
You don't have a wallet? Where do you keep your identifications?
It's in my jacket.
Okay. Got it.
I'm telling you, God is my witness. Now, I mean, I'm a retired Marine. I
God,
don't have any reason to do drugs or anything like that. That's my life savings right there for me and my daughters.
I respect your service, sir. I served as well. Okay. I have got cops doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, and they go to jail for whatever they're doing.
That's not me.
So you're who you are doesn't influence whether or not we take action on what we see. Okay? If it is legitimately earned income, you're going to be able to provide those pay stubs, and they'll give you all your money back. But I believe it's drug proceeds.
It's not drug proceeds, sir. I'm telling you right now, it's not. I don't do drugs, sir. You want to do a drug test today? Let's do a drug test. I'm okay with that.
You know what it looks?
Yeah, he don't do it. He don't do it. He clean as a goddamn whistle. Oh shit.
A lot of drug traffickers use.
I don't know anything about drug trafficking.
I don't know. I don't know what you know, sir. But a lot of drug traffickers watch these people with absolutely no criminal history. A guy with a long drug history or drug trafficking history is not going to be the one transporting the currency or transporting the drugs themselves.
Here's the thing. That money in there is like I said, that money is my life savings. I'd like to go through. You want to take it? Okay. I'm going to give me an attorney. I want to know exactly how much you're taking.
I'll tell you what it weighed out at.
No, I would like to go bill by bill.
No, we're not going to bill by bill. What you'll see is us seal it into a bag. Okay, into a bank bag.
Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah,
I'd like to take a picture of it.
As his reality comes crashing down, Stephen, while still remaining respectful, becomes more firm, a development which appears to take the sergeant aback slightly.
Do you mind if I take a video?
So when he starts to initiate a little bit more, dominance and, he's being more demonstrative, now it's taking the sergeant aback, please.
Video of it being still? I'd like to do that.
I think, you know what, you're on video right now, and we'll give you the case number, and you can request that information.
What the fuck? And he just gonna
You can request the entire recording and its entire stop.
Okay.
Everything that we did, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. And I've been totally cooperative with you guys.
I appreciate that, sir.
There's a receipt down there on the ground. I believe that's mine.
Hey, Dave, can you pick up that piece of paper?
Okay, what did it weigh at though?
Yeah.
Throughout this incident, Stephen was under no obligation to answer all of their questions. It's evident that his willingness to cooperate was being exploited,
Yeah, he
and
wasn't
instead of
detained.
acknowledging his innocence, the officers attempted to utilize his responses as a pretext to seek justification for seizing the cash. As Stephen is left with no choice but to come to terms with what happened, Trooper Brown has been busy bagging up his life savings. But before he's sent on his way, Stephen has some parting words for Trooper Brown.
Just want to let you know, I know you're just doing your job. Money that I have in my jacket is only $2. I need to pay for my kids, my bills, my hotel. The reason I need that time out to text. No way providing for my children. Get back to Texas. I know you're just doing what you feel is best, but
Like you know, my sergeant. It sounded like my sergeant talked to you about that a little bit. Told you what was going on.
Oh yeah, my daddy talked to you. Daddy said something to you that, you know, should probably have moved you in a way that, you know, you should have been more careful. And daddy said what daddy said. So that
on those lines. So, I just wanted to tell you, Officer Brown, I mean, you're taking money out of my kids' mouths.
Sorry.
Or you're taking food out of my kids' mouths.
Like I said, we believe right now that this is drug proceeds illicit currency.
Well, I'm going to prove to you that it's not.
Perfect.
After taking down names and badge numbers, Stephen drives away, likely still reeling from that 90-minute whirlwind. Shortly after, Sergeant Rigdon and Trooper Brown head over to the bank to deposit the cash.
ain't that about a bitch?
Yeah, that's perfect.
You guys must have had your ears burning because I was complaining about not having enough hundreds in my drawer.
The amount of money the Nevada Highway Patrol seized from Stephen turned out to be $86,900.
So that means the scale showed them that it was 869 grams. Wait, no, because then that would be $869 because they said every dollar bill is a gram. That's how much it weighs.
Highway Patrol seized from Stephen turned out to be $86,900.
So it was 800 or 86,900 grams.
Stephen made good on his promise to get an attorney, and his case wound up being taken on by the Institute for Justice, a nonprofit advocating for forfeiture reform and other issues they consider abuses of government power. Although the federal government had 90 days to obtain a criminal indictment, obtain an extension, or initiate federal civil forfeiture proceedings after a valid claim the property had been filed, the money wasn't returned to him until over 6 months later after the lawsuit was filed, and after the media attention caused by Stephen's story being featured on the front page of the Washington Post. It's likely that the officers were aware of insufficient grounds to justify the seizure of the funds, which may explain the delay in filing the necessary action for the seizure or forfeiture of the money. Not wanting this to happen to anyone else, Stephen and IJ also sued the Nevada Highway Patrol in state court, but the case was put on pause for almost all of 2022. In January 2024, a judge rejected the Highway Patrol's motion to dismiss the lawsuit, allowing Stephen's claims to move forward. It only remains to be seen if Stephen will be awarded the ultimate justice for what he endured on that fateful day.
And that's it. So they really tried to make Stephen Now he doesn't trust banks, cops, or his own government. That's got to be a hard pill to swallow for a Marine. Amazing he can keep. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They really just tried to literally highway rob Steven. Nah, that shit hurts, bro. That shit hurts, man. That's Steve, bro. Steve need to make a YouTube channel. Steve need a wow. And they prolonged it because they were at fault. Because they didn't know how to answer. You see how them cowards do? They prolonged it. They waited. They didn't give him his money back until 6 months. Bruh. Just shame. Just fucking shame. Full of shame and shameless. Like, wow. Yeah, that one rubbed me the wrong way. That one got me.